Yellow Boat is a play written by David Czar. Yellow Boat was first produced by Child's Play at the Tent Performing Arts Center in Arizona in the year 1992. Yellow Boat continues to be produced by different theater companies such as Seattle Children's Theater and schools like Owens Community College Center for the Arts.
Here are two posters for two different productions, one by Owens Community College and the Pepperdine Fine Arts Theater Department. Both of these posters emphasize the theme of creativity and art throughout the play. Benjamin used his drawings to tell his story and for us to be able to see everything through his perspective. Both promotion posters do an excellent job of showing that, especially because they each look as if they could be drawn by Crane.
With these two separate production shots, we see how each set utilizes lighting along with colorful props and costume design. They also each have Benjamin right in the middle as it is his story and his experience being told. Both settings show how open the set is, which can translate to Benjamin's sense of isolation or freedom depending on the scene.
Time is anything but linear in Yellow Boat. There's no strict sense of time flow when Benjamin is recounting his life stages and battle with terminal illness. Even if there's no real sense of chronological timeline, Benjamin emphasizes special moments with his family, his experience with his illness, and how he was in control of his passing.
There were a variety of locations and settings explored in Yellow Boat. The Yellow Boat in itself was the setting. Being used as an ambulance, a boat, a bed, we were able to explore the hospital, sea, bedroom, and even travel through a disoriented time period. Czar was able to communicate Benjamin's story through his own creativity.
David So's Yellow Boat tells the true story of Benjamin. Diagnosed with hemophilia and passes away at a young age, he is full of creativity and speaks about his life throughout. We follow Benjamin through a series of adventures through his imagination alone. Through his point of view, we experience grief, stress, and sadness, which transforms into learning about acceptance and appreciating the time we have now.
Benjamin is a boy whose time is fluid. We are moving forward, back, and across time with Benjamin in his yellow boat. We follow his journey and we experience a family's resilience, friendship, exploring the unknown, and accepting his upcoming death. The play uses power of imagination and art to tell his story.
Benjamin is a creative child who loves to draw and go through playful adventures. Even with his illness, he is able to form connections and touch the lives around him. His mother is nurturing on occasions. She worries about his actions often in the beginning of the play. The father is protective, a bit received, but provides comfort and strength. He spends the beginning of the play comforting the mother and trying to ease her worries.
Benjamin's friends show how he is able to make connections and even yearn for it. We see the struggle he faces battling the illness with his social life, feeling isolated. The medical team also aid in guiding the family along with Benjamin through his treatments and cope with the reality they are facing while meeting them halfway.
Throughout Yellowbow, each character is their own lesson. Benjamin learns he's able to be resilient through his creativity and take control of his worldwide even in his last moment. Mom learns emotional strength while being realistic. Father allows himself to be vulnerable, and that it does not make him less of a protector.
David Czar tells the story using many non-realistic storytelling techniques. Even with time, we are seeing 8 years, 4 months, and 29 days of Benjamin's life being explored in about 80 minutes. It is told through Benjamin's perspective, even some of his monologues and experiences being drawn out on stage for the audience to see.
Another way David So communicates the plot is by having Benjamin often break the fourth wall. Speaking directly to the audience at times, he shares his thoughts, his feelings. It becomes intimate for the audience. He especially does this when using a doll to represent himself and how he is beginning to feel about his own body.
As described by David Wood, Yellow Boat adheres to fantasy mixing with reality. Fantasy for Benjamin is a coping mechanism for the harsh reality of dealing with hemophilia. The Yellow Boat is Benjamin making sense of the situation he is in and eventually serving as a symbol of freedom for him.
Symbolism is used to represent the experience Benjamin is facing and his transition from life to death. The Yellow Boat is a metaphor of his experience, and the fine line between reality and fantasy. The Yellow Boat helps him to take control of his story even as his body weakens and leading up to death.
Characters are a key ingredient in Yellow Boat. Each character has a purpose to the plot, and they play a role in Benjamin's adventure. Each character is experiencing Benjamin's illness in their own way, and we are able to see how Benjamin's childlike innocence affects them and help them process what is happening.
A colorful look on stage is another ingredient. As the production is filled with color and sound, children look color, Benjamin begins no expectation to rule. He's telling his experience with his illness through his lens and his sound. We see everything he's seeing, even till the end, Benjamin experiences color.
Children responding to direct participation is more than relevant in Yellow Boat, especially when Benjamin is breaking the fourth wall to communicate with the audience. It helps the children feel invited to his world and be a part of the story as if they are living through these experiences with Benjamin.
Children respond to action, and in Yellow Boat we see action with physical movement. His illness is not just drawn out or said out loud. We see the illness when he is simply moving across stage. When he is struggling to work or play, it is showing the audience the physical struggle he is facing due to being sick.
David Starr is the founder and the artistic director of Child's Play in Tempe, Arizona. He is a talented and acclaimed playwright. It is very inspirational that he was able to channel his grief and be able to tell his son's story, especially while using imaginative themes that translate well for all ages.
First interesting thing is the prototype of this play. The award-winning play he wrote about the death of his 8-year-old son Benjamin, a hemophiliac who contracted HIV during the height of the AIDS crisis. First performed in 1993, the play has been produced by dozens of theaters across the country and helped shape a national movement that redefines theater for young audience. Saul had planned to return to Minnesota for a teaching career after earning his degree, but instead he and his co-hosts founded Child's Play in 1977. As Benjamin Hill was growing up, so was Child's Play. The city has been a strong supporter of these theaters through the years. The Kennedy Center also served as midwife to the Yellow Boat when it launched its new versions in the 8 to help develop new plays for young audience.